So I'm going to connect back to the standards of excellence, because one thing that I found when I was writing the book, that when I would get to the other tools and tactics, I would always say, you know what, when we understand what our standards of excellence are, how we operationalize our values to know how we want to show up every day, then it's easier for us to help people understand what those expectations are. And when people understand what the expectations are, they usually live up to those expectations. And so it's a connection back to that central focal point of the standard. So Wanda, I'm going to bring you with us back on today. There you are, finding you on my screen. And we highlight a number of individual leaders. Mark Beelang, I believe, is on. We highlighted him. John Malone, we highlighted from NIA, and Alicia Hewlin and Dr. June in the standards that they built at SLCC when they were going through some culture changes. But we also highlighted Dr. Sugg and her team. So will you talk a little bit about how the standards worked with Dr. Sugg and her team and with your guidance there?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me be a part of today's webinar. And I'm so honored to represent Shelby County today. I will not do as great justice as Dr. Sugg would do if she were speaking, but it truly is an honor to speak about the work that's going on in Shelby County schools. In the process that we were going through with strategic planning, creating those standards of excellence, identifying the core values was a key part of that process. It became a foundational piece in the strategic plan. And the reason that it was so critical is that it became a driving factor in pulling the organization together. It created a common understanding for all of the employees within the district so that they knew exactly what they were all working for and what the expectations were. So their identified core values are accountability, empathy, growth mindset, integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. And what they found was that they, as they looked at their pillars of inspired learning, leading, and living, they found that when they were hiring people, that they were using those core values to help identify potential candidates, and if the values were aligned with what the district had. They began to recognize people for the roles that they were having in the district and in the school for exemplifying these core values and standards of excellence. The Board of Education recognized them on a monthly basis. And at the end of the year, they've now done this 2 years in a row, where they recognize an individual from the district that exemplifies one of those 6 characteristics that they've identified as their core values. So they have one person that, and when I say this, I literally mean this, becomes the poster child, because they have created posters that are seen throughout their district of individuals within their school district that are exemplifying those core values. What I think is so unique about one of the things that Dr. Sugg has mentioned a number of times is that she really thought that this would take a long time to get in place. And what really happened was that this has probably been the first and foremost element of the strategic plan that has gotten more hardwired than anything that has been established in the district. They're working hard and doing excellent things, but the core values truly drive what they're doing. In fact, recently in their meeting room that they have all of their meetings in from a district perspective, on the wall are the core values. And she can point to those at any time in any of their meetings to remind people, what is the core? What is the basis? What is the foundation for our district in doing the things that we're doing? And it reminds me of what you were talking about in regards to the elephant and the rider, that she and the work that they were doing within that team is that they focused on the people first. And they were helping with getting all of those people aligned and working together. And so they brought up that emotional side in order to make this ride really move forward.
I love it. That's great. And, I love, Wanda, what you talked about, when one of the things I highlighted in the book, was initially it just, all employees thought it would take a while, right? I love that. Thought it would take a while, and then, then it didn't take that long at all, that it really caught on. And so I think that the standards really help our people get involved in defining what they want to do and expect, and it helps them stay connected to that work so that the elephant begins to move along as the writer's guiding that.